Hey, August 7th, today, and a good, beautiful morning to you all. Let's take a look at the gap scan this morning. Here's what we have. GTHX is the leading gapper. It's up 67%. This one, I won't trade because it's just flat. And when you see this happen with one big candle up and then just flat, that's pretty much what it's probably going to do for the rest of the day. PETQ, second leading gapper, same thing. So the first two leading gappers are a no for me. ZCMD was up about 80% when I first pulled it up. And so it was up in here. And it was right around here, and it was pulling back. And I thought maybe this one, I thought maybe we'd see some action with it, but now it's kind of sold off here. But I did take a trade on it this morning, made like over 58 bucks on it, but it wasn't a big trade. I had a line drawn here at 177. And then I also drew a line down in this trough right here, and then I also had one here in this trough as points of interest where we might bounce from. And there's one at 164. That's a previous higher low. And so let's look at this on the 1 minute time frame. This was when the stock was trading up here above VWAP. I didn't really want to jump in it. I was being very cautious this morning after having 5 red days in a row. I mean, look, I gotta tell you, it's not easy having 5 red days in a row. It's definitely not easy to know that on this particular day I was up almost 500 and gave it all back and went red. So I'm trying to take it easy, trying to reel it in a little bit and just be cautious because the market isn't very good right now and it's hard to find stocks to trade when it's like this. So anyways, so what I'm doing here, I'm looking at ZCMD and I had these lines drawn and the price was coming down and I could have bought, in this area off of the VWAP, and I didn't. I was like, no, I'm going to wait for this because I was looking at the larger time frame. We were consolidating on the 15 minutes and I was like, well, it might not bounce off the volume weighted average price because of the consolidation that this stock was seeing on a larger time frame. So I was patient and I waited. I knew that down here we had this big consolidation zone that starts at 177. And I started getting in it at 177. I placed a bunch of limit orders from 178 all the way down to a 171. My position size got heavier as it went down, and that brings my cost basis down lower to 171. And I got filled. All but one order got filled, and I just let it bounce. My target was the volume weighted average price, and it got up there, and I sold it all for $58. And it wasn't a huge win. I wasn't risking a lot. I was risking about 20 bucks on the trade, so I didn't want to take a big loss pre-market, but I thought it might be nice to try to trade pre-market because lately what we've been seeing is stocks making move pre-market and then things just kind of fading out at the open or not doing very well. Okay, so today let's look at the gap scan again here. So ZCMD, I think it's kind of a no for me. The reason being is because we lost our support here. So, bulls are buying the dip. Maybe that support will hold, but we got a long ways to go to get up to 214. This one is pretty much the only leading gapper, or the leading gapper besides the other two, but those don't look good. So it doesn't have news on it that I can see. So I'm just thinking about not even watching it. I don't have it up on my trading charts over here. Let's look at the ones that I do have up. I mean, we can look at these further. So SWM, it's an earnings, but it's got a larger float, very light on volume. I'm not gonna be interested in that one. UPST also has earnings, and it's got a little more volume to it, but it's higher priced. And the float's kind of big, and yeah, it's just outside my wheelhouse. It's not really what I'm used to trading. ACMR, it's also got a fairly large float. It's also earnings. OPFI is earnings, and that one looks pretty ugly. ACB is a marijuana stock, I believe. I might be thinking of ABC. No, ACB. Yeah, I believe so. It's also earnings. So we got a lot of earnings today. NUZE. Now this one here has news. It's way down on the gap scan, but it's got news. Right now it's not holding up. So I don't know if there's anything there. But I'll watch that one. INDO. It doesn't have news. I like the pattern that I see. And God, looking for that 15-minute higher low. Put a daily level up there. Got less than 10 minutes to go. And then I accidentally cleared my high of day scanner here. So let's go to history, 6-ball. Let's see. Yeah, so SILO, that's a no. Boyle has, I thought it had earnings. Am I wrong about that? Yeah, I think I'm wrong about that. I could have swore it had earnings. I was gonna watch it because I thought it was an earnings play, but I guess I was wrong about that. Yeah, this is really, there's nothing obvious this morning. AMC, that had earnings a couple of days ago, but it's got a lot of resistance to get over on the daily. I don't know. That's about it. So these are the three stocks, and none of them are good. I almost was just going to go into this with not watching anything, but I hate to do that. So I'll at least keep these up here, kind of watch them a little bit. You can see on the daily time frame here, we might be due for a bounce, pulled back into this support level, and it's possible, but trading below the 200 moving average. So, yeah. Well, yeah, I think if we lose 304 on this one, definitely not going to be interested. But I need to get over 320. Need to see the volume come in. This one's got a nice float. It's got some news. Just need to see volume and get over the volume weighted average price. INDO with that little pattern that looks halfway decent, with the pre-market high up at 335 there. So it's a hourly downtrend. Can we see a move up higher? I mean, sure, it's possible. Daily resistance up at 393. It's a daily inside bar. I'm not a big fan of this setup. And see, the thing I'm worried about is if I'm watching these stocks, I'm worried about taking a trade that I shouldn't be taking. And then I had Boyle here because I thought it had earnings, but I was wrong about that. And I don't like Boyle anyways. So I'm going to get rid of that one. That's it. And that's it. This is a really bad day here. And you know, who knows? Maybe the market opens and we see something happen. Certainly possible. I don't see any new headlines right now. Go over here and put this back to real time. Boy, I can't wait for things to pick up again. This has been so just like walking through a desert, you know? I've been experimenting with yeah, I guess I'll talk about this. So this might be helpful in your trading here. So I've been experimenting with I guess I should say when I trade, I always risk the same amount every time I hit the buy button. So I'm always risking pretty much the same amount of money on each trade. And it used to be that my daily goal here would be 100 points, and I'd get to 100 points, and then I would kind of just like pull back a little bit, and a lot of times I'd have a hard time going any further than that because the trigger in my mind would just say, "Oh, you reached your daily goal. It's time to, you did it. Hurrah! Good job!" And but I didn't like that because I know there's potential to possibly make more. And so what I've done is instead of having a daily goal of 100, I've set it up to where every time I make 50 points, I increase my share size. Basically, I'm starting with, I've got like, if you take a full position, I've got it broken up into quarters. So the way this works out is I'll take a quarter of a position every time I hit the buy button. And then when I get to 50 points, then I increase my share size by another quarter. So then I'm taking a half a position every time of the full amount. And I start out with a quarter because oftentimes the beginning of the open is very volatile a lot of times. So I start with a very small share size. Because it used to be I'd start with full position size. And I'd go red and hit my max loss just almost right away, oftentimes. So try to do this to keep that from happening. And that means the profits are smaller to start, but that's okay. All right, so yeah, then I get to 50 and I bump it up, my share size up by a quarter. And then when I get to 100, I bump it up another quarter. And then when I get to 150 points, then I'm trading full size. And that's when I really start to see a parabolic move in my profit, like I did on this day when I made almost 500. So that's what I've been experimenting with ever since July 29th, right here. And of course, I've had red day after red day, but that's because, with the exception of this one day here, that's because the market's just been not that great. So it's an experiment. I'm trying it. I think it makes sense to try to capitalize. When the market's hot, I think it's going to be great. I think I'm going to have big days. NVDL just popped up here on the scan. No news. It's a really expensive one too. What's RXRX? No news on that either. And it's kind of like, doesn't look like it's going to do anything. We got less than a minute to go here. Oh, NVDL, why not? It's got room up to 62. All right, 15 seconds to go. NVDL has a little bit of a spread, but it's not too bad. Should I jump in this one? I wanted to, but I didn't have my stop losses set up, or I didn't have it set to day. I had it set to extended. Okay, big drop now. What I don't want to do is take a huge loss first thing. But I'm buying the pullback to see if we'll get continuation here. See if this one can get up to 50. Big breakthrough 50 there. Swim got halted going up. Oops, accidentally shorted that for a second there. This NVDL is plenty liquid. PLTR, SOXS, NVD, VFC. Those are some of the stocks on the scanner. See, this is where I increased my share size because I'm up at 100. Oh, big drop over there on INDO. This one here I'm not doing so well on. This swim, that's the one that got halted. Trying to buy the pullbacks on it, but oh, hitting the wrong buttons here. Oh, this one's really dropping. If we get a bounce. It was an irrational drop, which is why I ended up buying it like I did. Made back some of that loss. So yeah, I might be over trading again in this kind of market. I keep doing that. Trying to bring my cost basis down. See if we get that move back up here. Swim got halted again. Going down. ADTX, that one's cheaper. I tend to stay away from those, but so I haven't looked at this one's got room up to $1.90. Oh, what else do we have? RIVN. I don't know about that one. Is this one gonna fail here? My stop loss is kind of in a precarious place. Not the best spot for it. ADTX. I don't see any news. Oh yeah, actually I do. Here we go on this one. Let's see if we're gonna get a move here now. I'm gonna add to this and hopefully it keeps going. Got to get above 49.87 though. I think I'll take the profit on it. Oh, yeah, tried to buy that for the break and was just a second too late. Now it's gonna pull back here. One of those, it's like, am I gonna get caught up in a flush down? Oops. Oh, I'm sitting at 206. Kind of thinking about maybe calling it there. Well, let's see what we get here on this one. Buy that little dip. Oop. Yeah, I just don't know on that. Over trading, maybe here. Let's see. I'm gonna bail on this pretty quick if it starts to drop. Broke support. I was looking for it to bounce from there, but yeah, let's get out. Okay, yeah, over trading. I don't. Maybe there's something here on this one. I'll give it a shot. Be widespread. Well, I think I'm going to call it. This UPST, maybe it's going to keep going. You know, I was up 200, gave back 3/4 of that, came back up to over 100. So I'm going to call that a good deal. It used to be my daily goal was 100. We're going to call this a daily goal. It's going to be a green day. I'm going to stop. I'm not having a red day today. And that's going to be the end of it. It's been a little tricky. Having to take chances that I normally don't like to take. So I had a high. What was my high today? 234. I wish I could have had that. That's okay. All right. And I had a low of -22. So overtraded some. Another upper wick, but at least it's a green day. So I got something to build off of tomorrow. You know, going into tomorrow with a little bit more of a positive feeling, and yeah, just keep waiting for the market to turn around. You know, this isn't bad price action. No, I'm just kidding. It's bad price action. Okay, I'm gonna get out of here. I'll talk to y'all tomorrow. Good luck in your trading. If you have any questions, comments, anything like that, feel free to just reach out. I'm always here. Happy to help. All right. Up 105 points. We'll see you tomorrow.